streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Thursday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresko. We woke up to some snow this morning, the first measurable snow of the season for many across western Massachusetts. Let's bring in now 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. Some of that snow, Brian, has melted. Temperatures some in the 40s today. Some flurries out there for your evening commute, though.
Yeah, especially west of the Connecticut River, and we've got a freeze coming overnight tonight. So now is the time to do the shoveling if you haven't done that already.
Also some wet, heavy snow out there.
Yeah, that's going to refreeze and glaciate on you if you don't move quickly. Let's take a look at the map in terms of traffic right now. Things are moving along fine. No problems in the valley. You can see here I-91 on the Mass Pike for the most part running smoothly. We do have some snow-covered roads with some persistent snow showers. I would say west of Blandford, north and west of Blandford into the Berkshires, there are some challenges with some slower than usual traffic with some snow cover there. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the 22 News Storm Team forecast. There's a wind advisory in effect for all of western Massachusetts through 10 o'clock tonight. Nick and I were talking before the newscast here about the fact that there really hasn't been much wind yet, but I do expect that it'll be moving in. Notice that we've got gusts over 30 miles per hour, in fact close to 40 miles per hour in the Berkshires. I expect that wind to kind of drain into the valley here over the next few hours. So plan on it being a little gusty as you head out for evening errands. Temperatures right now are in the mid-30s in the valley, and temperatures in the Berkshires are a little bit closer to freezing. We're all going below freezing here tonight. And again, the persistent snow showers over the Berkshires, those will continue, I expect, at least through sunset, at least some flurries. And then colder air here for a couple of days, and then a significant warming trend to tell you about. We'll show you with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
Well, Brian, the snow caused school delays and slippery roads across the region this morning. On the Mass Pike in Ludlow, a 4-car crash shut down the eastbound side of the pike around 8 o'clock this morning. Crews from Mass DOT, Ludlow Fire, and EMS assisted state police during the accident. State police say all lanes reopened as of 10 o'clock this morning. No word on any serious injuries. There is growing concern today for customers of WellPoint Health Insurance who will no longer have access to in-network coverage at Bay State Health at the end of this month. According to WellPoint, they are currently renegotiating their decades-long contract with Health. However, they have been unable to reach an agreement. If they can't, WellPoint customers will no longer have access to in-network coverage as of December 31st. This includes all Bay State Health locations, including the Children's Hospital. We have reached out to Bay State for a comment, but we have not heard back. Holyoke residents have the chance tonight to meet with the sole finalist for the city's next police chief. That finalist is Springfield Police Captain Brian Keenan. Keenan is a 30-year veteran of the Springfield Police, serving as captain for the last 8 years. The public is invited tonight to a one-on-one interview with Mayor Joshua Garcia and Captain Keenan at City Hall. 22 News will be there and will have the highlights later tonight. Well, new photos have been released of the suspect in the deadly shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. This is the first set of photos where officials can see the suspect's full face. In other stills and videos, the shooter was wearing a mask. These new photos could now help investigators identify the suspect. Police say this deadly shooting was a targeted attack on Thompson. According to officials, they found the words "defend, deny, and depose" written on the shell casings found at the scene. Police are still looking for that suspect. Back now with Brian Lapis. It looks like, Brian, the wind and freezing temperatures the main concern tonight.
Yeah, anything that's wet right now and that is not treated is going to refreeze here tonight. So again, we urge you to shovel the snow now. I mean, you've got literally a couple of hours to do that before things start to ice over and become rock solid. And of course, we have the wind that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's take a look. 22 News Storm Team clouds and radar. The flurries and persistent snow showers over the Berkshire Berkshires are starting to break up. That is good news, but the wind is coming in out of the west. In fact, you can see these streaks of snow coming off of Lake Ontario. So with that said, we could still see some scattered flurries and even a light snow shower or two into the evening hours, especially on the western side of Route 7 and the Berkshires. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, it's scattered clouds here tonight. Breezy to say the least. The winds will be out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Evening temperatures in the low 30s, upper 20s, and eventually an overnight low tomorrow morning in the teens and low 20s. This is 6 o'clock tomorrow. Rising sunshine after 7. Sunshine at noontime, so a relatively bright day. There will be a few clouds in the afternoon. Windy, chilly though, with a high 8 to 32. We already start the warming trend on Saturday. We'll show you on 22 News at 5.
Bitcoin has hit $100,000 for the first time ever. The token's latest surge came in the hours after Trump picked Paul Atkins to chair the Securities and Exchange Commission. Atkins was seen as a crypto-friendly pick for that position. Since November 5th, the price of Bitcoin has surged more than 45%. Year to date, prices have more than doubled. The six-figure mark is the latest lucrative milestone for a digital currency that emerged 15 years ago from a brief white paper written by a still unknown author. Chipotle's burritos and bowls are getting more expensive. The chain is raising menu prices by 2% to offset higher costs for avocados, queso, and sour cream, while also trying to maintain its appeal to customers looking for deals and discounts. Analysts say the timing could bode well for demand because Chipotle's management had considered delaying any price moves if consumer sentiment or the economic backdrop worsened following last month's election. Well, tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, we had some wintry weather overnight and this morning, but there could soon be a change, as Brian was hinting at. See the possibility of higher temperatures in the coming days. Plus, we'll explain the impacts a new economic development bill from the State House in Boston could have on western Massachusetts, and see how the newly proposed framework for the Cannabis Control Commission for legal consumption sites will break down what that means for consumers.
All things considered, traffic is running pretty nicely in the valley. Up and down I-91, no major problems. Maybe a slight slowdown at 291. The Pike east of the Connecticut River is fine. West of the Connecticut River, as you climb the hill past Blandford, you may run into some snow-covered roads or at least some flurries flying around that could partially limit your visibility. And watch out for icy surfaces this evening. We'll talk more about the weekend's weather on 22 News at 5.
Okay, Brian, thank you, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Latest news and weather updates anytime at wwlp.com and the 22 News app.